Hey, happy Monday. What's up? It's your boy Dynasty, and I'm back again with some more Mortal Kombat Legacy news. In particular, today, I got the answers you've been waiting on. The real reason why Mortal Kombat Gold, N64 Trilogy, Genesis, UMK3, I got the tea. I got the real reason behind why those games aren't featured in the Legacy Collection, and I'll be sharing some quotes from Dan Amrich at Digital Eclipse over the past few days at Gamescom over in Cologne, Germany. MK Secrets actually got a chance to interview Dan Amrich. It's like an hour-long interview jam-packed with a bunch of new stuff and details that have never been discussed before. A lot of questions finally being answered. Better late than never in this interview. I'm going to have it linked down below, but in this video by itself, I'll be zeroing in and focusing in on the games missing, because I know if there's one thing you guys want answers for, it's why this game and this game and this game aren't in the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection. Why aren't those legacies being preserved? So I'm going to have the full thing again linked down below. I highly suggest checking it out because they talk about UMK3 WaveNet, how it happened. They talk about the CRT filters. They talk about a lot of things, including new game modes, new ways to actually see the story of characters in real time as we go from installment to installment. A lot of cool things in store for us in the Legacy Collection. If you guys want me to do a deep dive into that as well after this video, just let me know and I can piece another one of these together with his actual quotes from that interview. But if you have an hour to kill, again, link down below. A massive thank you to MK Secrets for providing this, because without them, we would not know the real reason why all these games, including the now infamous Mortal Kombat Gold, is missing from the Legacy Collection. So before we break all this stuff down, you guys do know the drill. If you can, it takes you a second. Please drop a like on the video, because without you, these MK Legacy videos do not happen. So without further ado, let's start things with Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 for the Sega Genesis. And again, I'll be using a literal quote because I don't want any assumptions and allegations. I'm going to be a professional journalist here and provide you guys the actual source. So this is again from Dan Amrich. He said, "Okay, I will be completely honest. We do not have permission to use it. We did ask for it, and we realized that we have the Super Nintendo and the Genesis or Mega Drive versions of each of the core games, except for that. I actually went back and went to bat for this. There are issues around it, and we don't have the correct permissions. We're hoping that one day that might change, but right now, they were like, yeah, we can't get it in time. We can't promise it. We shouldn't promise it. So I agree. It should be there. It feels like it should be there. And we did try multiple times. We tried at the beginning of the cycle of this product, and I tried again and pushed hard in the middle of the cycle. I'm like, we've got to do this. The fans need to see this. And also, it makes sense. So it is not for lack of trying, but it is not a situation we can control. Fans need to understand that there are lots of different factors that go into this. We don't control most of them, so we can ask all we want, but sometimes it's just not possible, or it takes longer than our schedule would offer. That's why it's not fair." And again, this is in regards to the UMK3 port on the Genesis. I will also add that Dan himself mentions that he's a big fan of this version. He played it for countless hours, and it's actually something that hurts him to not have in the Legacy Collection. So I'm still crossing my fingers. I've been saying over the past couple uploads, it seems like maybe Sega just doesn't want to give him this. And this reads like it's a licensing issue. But again, you could just take what you want from this quote. How dare I assume? But yes, again, this is from the official interview that Dan had with MK Secrets that debuted earlier this morning. Now, next up, the next game that's missing, which I'm sure a lot of you guys don't really care that it's missing, but that is none other than Mortal Kombat 4 on the Game Boy Color. Now, when asked about this, this is what Dan had to say. Mortal Kombat 4 on the Game Boy Color is a digital Eclipse game, so we actually did develop that in-house many, many years ago. That's not in there. It was on the list, and it just wasn't given a green light. That's all there is to it. I have played that game. It is definitely a product of its time, and I think there are other better representations of Mortal Kombat on Game Boy, honestly. So that's probably what it was, but I don't really know exactly why it was said no. And despite this game not being the greatest Mortal Kombat port for a handheld of all time, it is odd to think that Digital Eclipse legit specialized back in the early 2000s, you know, doing these handheld ports on a lot of these games that were on home console. One of those games being this version of Mortal Kombat 4. Like, you would think, given they worked on this, they would own the rights to this and it would just be plug and play, but apparently it's not, and not even the guy at the studio knows why, allegedly. So, yeah, interesting how some of these games, the answers kind of range. Now, next up is Mortal Kombat Trilogy on the N64. You guys do know that game gave us an exclusive character on the N64, Lady Chameleon, which I've been clamoring for because, again, for preservation's sake, don't you gotta have the version that had the exclusive character? Don't you gotta have that? Well, when asked about this version of Mortal Kombat Trilogy, this is what Dan had to say. We decided we can move forward with one platform right now. We have the resources to move forward with one platform, and PlayStation got the green light over N64 because that's what we were able to get the technology to do. We would love to be able to do the N64. We're just not prepared to do that yet. So yeah, having a PlayStation emulator meant PlayStation got the green light. Now, I've been seeing over the past couple uploads that a lot of you guys are speculating Nintendo is just kind of being a pain in the ass and not letting them do this. But again, it ultimately just seems like the resources weren't there, time constraints. I've been saying for a while, I feel like this team got the green light like a year ago, if not 7-8 months ago. Again, I don't have the proper answer to that, but it just seems like they were thrown into a whirlwind and they're just trying to get anything and everything they can in this crazy small lot of time. And again, they don't have the manpower. They don't have the resources. If only WB would have started production on this like 3 years ago, I'd assume that would probably be capable then. But nonetheless, that is why you will not have Chameleon in the N64 version of Trilogy in the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection. Now, last but certainly not least, the reason why you clicked on the video, Mortal Kombat Gold, what many people like to call the ultimate version of Mortal Kombat 4, because it was MK4 on the Dreamcast with a bunch of new characters and things of that sort. And this quote is, it's a lot, guys, so be prepared, fasten your seatbelts, it's all over the place, so let's go. This is what Dan had to say about Mortal Kombat Gold not being included in the MK Legacy Collection. So, keeping in mind that Digital Eclipse has done emulation for years, we were actually the company that did the very first commercial emulation. Our very first emulated game was 3 Williams arcade games, Robotron, Joust, and Defender for Macintosh back in the early 1990s. We've done arcade emulation, 8 and 16-bit emulation, but this was our first time moving forward with PlayStation emulation. Dreamcast, though, is 4 years more advanced than that. Do we like Mortal Kombat Gold? Yes. Did we hear that you asked for it? Yes. Do we want it? Yes. Is it something we'd like to do in the future? Absolutely. But do we have plans for it right now? No. Should you expect it? No. Honestly, I get it. I still have my Dreamcast, and I still have my Mortal Kombat Gold disc at home. I even brought it into the office and thought, wouldn't it be a terrible, cruel prank to take a picture of it on my desk? But I didn't do that. Yeah, that's probably a smart thing. If you would have done that, Dan, no. Don't, Dan, stop. I understand the appeal. I know why everybody wants it. We're just not ready to do it yet. Again, that's just like part 1 of 3. So as you can see, yeah, they're aware. They know we want this. Moving on, Dan goes on to say, I'm hoping maybe we could down the line. If you're familiar with our Atari 50, the anniversary celebration, we brought that out with 100 games, then added 20 more as DLC, and we're bringing out even more. There's nothing to say this collection couldn't get DLC too. Do we have a plan for that? No. Should you expect it? No. But is it possible? Yes. And if it is, we'll look into games people have been asking for that are technically possible. There are technical restrictions. Different hardware platforms like PlayStation 5 and Switch have very different capabilities. That's a factor too. And then there's the legal side. BIOS files, licensing. We have to navigate all of that. It's not just a matter of wanting it, and it's certainly not ignorance on our part. Of course we care, but again, legal and technical hurdles play a role. That's why Mortal Kombat Gold isn't included. It's not that we didn't hear you. We did. We're just not ready to do it yet. We want to get there. We just got to PlayStation. Dreamcast is on the horizon. Obviously, imagine how many great games we could bring back if we could get the Dreamcast emulation right. We're looking into it, but I wouldn't say you should expect anything yet. You can hope for it. We're hoping for it too. And we'll let you know how far we get. That sigh is for all of you who just read that. So in the plans right now, there's not even a guarantee we're going to get DLC, but I think we'll probably get DLC. I really do, because again, I'm buying like this game 5 times. I know a lot of people that are buying this game multiple times. I keep saying it because I really genuinely think it's true. I think this will probably be the most successful compilation collection piece that Digital Eclipse has ever made. What pains me is hopefully it's not DLC and it gets saved for the second Legacy Collection, because if they add Gold as DLC, for preservation's sake, it's not going to be on the card. It's not going to be on the disc. It's going to be going against what the whole point of this game even is. I don't like that idea. I don't like the idea of DLC for things like this. I just don't. I just don't, because again, it's gonna get lost to time, and the whole point is to make sure that doesn't happen. What if I'm in the middle of the desert? I got no internet. What if the world ends? I'm on my Mad Max shit. I'm screwed. I'd obviously have bigger problems than Mortal Kombat Gold as DLC, but oh yeah. Okay, so let's get into the final quotes in regards to Mortal Kombat Gold. Let's go right here. My hope is that the collection is so successful that we have no choice. I love that. Please go out and support this financially however you can, so we can show there's a market and expand our offerings. That would be wonderful. And by the way, the Mortal Kombat Gold and Dreamcast answer also applies to Shaolin Monks. PlayStation 2 is a magnitude beyond in terms of emulation. We're not ready to do PS2 emulation yet. Do we want to? Yes. Should you expect it? No. That's really the word I want to stress. Expect. I feel like gamers often expect more than is realistic. And I know it comes from a place of love. They have an emotional attachment to something like Shaolin Monks. It's a fantastic game. I played Mortal Kombat Gold for 200 hours. I can't wait to play it again. I know why people want these games. It's not a lack of desire. It's usually that we don't have the rights or technology or the time. Whatever the reason might be. But those problems can be solved. We just need more time to solve them. So, boom, mic drop. There you go. Those are the reasons why you do not have Mortal Kombat Gold on the Dreamcast, Mortal Kombat Trilogy on the N64, Mortal Kombat 4 on the Game Boy Color, and Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 for the Genesis. I really wish that MK Secrets could have asked about the PlayStation version of Mortal Kombat 4, just because, again, that had a bunch of other features that aren't going to be in the arcade edition we're getting in this collection. I wish they would have asked that, because I think that's just as good of a question to be asked, especially when you're asking about all these other games. But I'm just glad we got some type of closure in regards to this situation. It seems like the bitching and the voicing of our opinions as a community have been heard. And that, my friends, is a W. I think we got the point across. You know what I mean? Again, like I mentioned in my video from yesterday, if anything, it just makes me upset that WB did not put Digital Eclipse in a position to be able to do all these things. And it's just unfortunate because, again, this Legacy Collection coming out in 2025, I mean, technically, aren't we on, like, the 33rd year of Mortal Kombat? This should have been done years ago for the official 30th anniversary, you feel me? So it just breaks my heart to know that, again, this wasn't something that was 4 years in the making, 3 years in the making. Like, it really does seem this has only been going on for, like, a year and a half, at most 2. So it's not on Digital Eclipse. It's definitely not on them. That's the studio WB chose, and I mean, they're the OGs at emulation, so I get it. But I just hope a lot of this stuff gets ironed out. And I hope we get gold in the future. But guys, that's all I got for y'all today. Again, I'll have the full interview. It's about an hour, linked down below. Another massive shout out to MK Secrets for actually getting this awesome, transparent interview out there as soon as possible. And again, there's a bunch of other things of note discussed in that interview. If you guys want me to actually do another one of these videos breaking down literal quotes and giving my quick thoughts on it, instead of having to watch the entire interview, just let me know and I'll try to piece another one together, because again, there's a lot of stuff being shared for the very first time. Like apparently there's some type of mode called Chronicle of the Realms, and it's kind of like a crypt, which sounds super exciting, to be honest. Kind of wish we could have saw that in the actual trailer from Gamescom. But guys, what do y'all think of this? Are you content with the response we got? How do you feel? How are you feeling? We don't know. They don't know. It's all up in the air. Sometimes it's licensing, sometimes it's technical, and sometimes even the head of marketing, like we just saw, doesn't even have a proper answer because he's being left out the loop. Or at least, I guess, publicly, he probably can't say the real reasons. But again, I'm not going to assume too much. It is what it is. But guys, I love you. If you enjoyed, drop a like on it. Subscribe to some more MK content like this on the channel. Till next time, been your host, been Dynasty. Y'all, please take care, stay safe. See you all in the next video. Peace.
Living on it crack, but I'm not superstitious. Count all these racks, I'll be steady, count 'em